So hey guys, how could I unbox and review a Ghostbusters item with not having an expert in ghost and ghost busting? Here with me today, Chris Nance, a friend and co-founder of the NorCal Ghostbusters. Hi Chris, how are you?
Pretty good. How's it going, Greg?
Good, and welcome back again for the second unboxing you've done for us at Shacknews. So worked with us.
Woo!
We now have I keep wanting to call it the Maddie one, but it's not. Now we have a Hasbro Spengler's Neutrona wand replica, and I want to kind of get your thoughts on it because, I mean, as someone who just looked at it to begin with, I'm like, okay, it's fun, it's a toy, I'm geeking out over it, but I wanted to bring in someone who knows the nuances of everything.
Yeah. Somebody who's gonna see all the little details, right?
Right. So kind of talk about your thoughts on the wand, and then we'll compare it to your custom-made aluminum wand that you've hand-built as well.
So this thing is super impressive just by virtue of the amount of effects that they've managed to kind of pack into such a small space. For one thing, my wand is really cool, but a big part of that is because a lot of the effects aren't all directly inside of this. So just the fact that they've managed to miniaturize as much as they have and get it all inside of this small, oddball-shaped space, while still allowing enough room to actually have all of these different moving parts as well. Because that's the other really truly impressive thing to my eye is having the pop mechanism and having the rumble motor, as well as having all of these lighted elements, as well as having the potentiometer for the rumble motor and the sound modulation linked to this little knob here. Just the amount of little electronic features they've managed to pack into this little guy is just truly, truly impressive.
And the rumble thing's not a slouch either. That thing shakes. It's not like a little, oh cute, it rumbles slow. It actually shakes. You feel it.
That's a feature that's not in my wand, and now all of a sudden I've been looking into how I can put a rumble motor inside of this.
Was that something that has been an option in the Ghostbusters community in the past, putting something in rumbles in I know in your pack, but in your wand specifically?
Yep. That's actually kind of been one of the earliest, more standard expansion features to the GB fans wand board that I use, is that it's got a little auxiliary set of terminal screws where you can basically just plug in a positive and a negative lead for a little rumble motor, and it'll cut in every time you start to fire, and it'll cut out every time you stop.
And then, so one of the things I noticed right out of the box when I turned the lights on, I'll turn this one on, if I remember how.
Completely backwards.
Did I do that again?
Yeah, completely backwards.
I did not pass Ghostbusters certification.
All right, we're gonna have to put you back through basic training here.
There we go.
All right.
So the one thing I noticed immediately was the LED lights. If you turn yours on, these are just 5 bulbs.
Yeah.
That's it. And you can control them by doing this. And it's just 5 little bulbs. The ones on both of ours, are individual LED in each of the bars, right?
The bar graphs are much higher quality on ours, yeah.
Yeah. You can see, look at that quality difference. Let me zoom in, hold on. So you can kind of see the quality difference already, just how much more detail this has than this.
Yeah, especially, if you're looking dead on at the Spengler wand bar graph, I think one of the dead giveaways about it is really just that. Let's get that turned back on again. I think one of the dead giveaways about this wand specifically is going to be this little bar graph. It's got a really nice bezel to it, and I love that they got the dry rub
How do you
details there.
Can you turn the sound off?
Oh,
yeah. There we go. There we go. That's a little better. Hey, this has one of those annoying things where it shuts off after a certain period of time, which is great if you accidentally leave it on, but at the same time you're like, wait a minute. Hold on here.
Yeah, it makes life recording a lot harder.
It does.
But also, I think that's kind of a cool little feature because it also has that with an overheat mode too, where if you hold the fire stud down while it's all fully turned on, I think after about 30 continuous seconds, the whole wand will just completely shut down on you. So it'll reach a complete overheat mode.
So just people at home know, this is a really unfair comparison because this is $100 replica toy, and this Just the aluminum casing alone is like a few $100s.
Yeah, it was about $200 or $300
So
for just
for
the
the
aluminum
casing,
parts.
none of the lights or anything. So it is unfair
Yeah.
comparison, but it is important to see the differences and see kind of like the quality, because all the buttons on this one are metal.
Yeah.
And that's crazy to me. Like
All of the switches, all
Yeah.
of the buttons, like, I think the one little like quibble that I have about the buttons on the Spengler wand is this little front ear button. Instead of having, as you can see on mine, that's a hat light. That is a light. That's a button. That's a little button. On the Spengler wand, we have this little plastic stud that is not a button.
It does not light up.
And it does not light up. And then this, what is the hat light, as you can see, is actually a button that switches between the different firing modes. Which is, I love that it has the firing modes.
It does. And from the video game, no less. The
Yeah,
stasis,
yeah.
the slime miller, and the pulse.
I'm
one.
genuinely impressed that they did that, because that is something that I don't think is necessarily like primary canon to the movies, and it's not going to be treated as such with the new movie, really. I don't believe, but we'll have to see.
But for $99, like how could any fan, no matter what the level, whether you're an extreme level or low level, say no to that? Like that's such a good, reasonable price point. You know?
That is such a great price point, and like one of the first things I did when I got it in my hands was I sat down and I watched Ghostbusters again. I got the batteries in it and I played with it and I turned all the lights on and I shot the wand while the ghosts were on screen and all that fun kid stuff, right? And it definitely fulfills that aspect. And if you are just looking for something that's you're going to put the batteries in and put it on your shelf and put it on display and pick it up every once in a while and show it to your friends, it's great for that. If you're looking at something that you want to actually crack open and start to mod out and maybe start to route all of the audio out to an external speaker and maybe swap like this fake clip art for a real one, or just some tiny little things. It's already been shown that a lot of little details on this thing you can just easily unscrew and screw on the correct thing from GB fans, which is pretty cool. As always, I'm just gonna come on Shacknews just to plug gbfans.com.
Officially sponsored by, no, not really, but they might as well. at this
Dear
point.
AJ, please sponsor me.
One of the things I want to talk about too is that what you mentioned when you saw it in the trailer is this stock on this thing, which is from a Remington shotgun. I think is what you said originally.
It looks like it's either if I'm recalling correctly, it's either a Remington or a Winchester. So I'd actually have to get on GB fans and
Double check that. But I remember you saying like when this was shown in the trailer, like this prices on these skyrocketed.
Yes, immediately. That's kind of the amazing thing with the Ghostbusters community is before this Spengler wand even hit the market, we already had people devising ways to chop it up and upgrade it and mod it and everything. And I think that's kind of one of those cool things about the Ghostbuster community is we're always like constantly striving to find out what the new thing is and build it.
No, now the one thing when I opened this one that had me raise an eyebrow, and we've talked about this before, on the back, why would Hasbro put a Dixie cup holder made out of metal on a standalone wand, Chris?
Well, I can already tell you it doesn't match any other V-hook, so it's gonna have to have a matched V-hook to it. I don't know, Greg. Right now, as we record this, we're right in the middle of PulseCon.
Yes.
So if Hasbro has any big news for us regarding the, say, HasLab and maybe a proton pack, I think we're going to find out about it tomorrow afternoon.
What are the odds you think they're going to lance a HasLab proton pack that works with this one?
I think odds are pretty good. Just looking at kind of some of the projects that they've done in the past, I think that would be a really solid project for them. And also, one of the big things that I think Spirit of Halloween has proven, and now this Neutrona wand has proven, is that there is still a huge, huge market for these things. And more than anything, there is a huge demand and market for a full-size adult collectible proton pack. To be perfectly honest, that's exactly why I have my pack, right? Like, that such a thing did not exist on the market when I came around, so I built mine. And I spent way too much money doing it.
I think that's a big problem
That's apparent.
that Sony and Hasbro have had, is that there hasn't been a mass market from any type of availability. There's been one person that makes a pack from like a full-fledged licensed pack, and it's not that good. It doesn't make any noise. You know what I'm referring to, right? You can pre-order it now. It's like $3,500. It's licensed. But it is licensed.
A Novos.
No, thank you.
Can I speak freely? Permission to speak freely.
All I'm saying is that was the only official way to get a pack.
They've been pre-ordering those Spengler replica packs for about 3 or 4 years now. I don't know anybody who's gotten theirs. They've not fulfilled on that promise ever. And if you know a Novos at all, I think anybody who's spent any time with the 501st is probably knows this already. A Novos is kind of notorious for doing that sort of thing.
Whoopsie, maybe they got a little over their heads or something. I don't know. But that was the only way to like get one that was complete, officially licensed, like not some guy working out of his garage or making parts in his garage. Right? That was the only way. And I think that now they're realizing that, hey, these kids are 35 now and they have money. Maybe we can actually sell them a full-blown Proton Pack wand and backpack that's officially licensed for Afterlife that can connect together somehow, maybe through this. I don't know. I mean,
that's the thing too, is like, I don't know enough about electronics, honestly, even if I do crack this sucker open, to be able to look at the board in it and tell you if it's got some kind of hidden capability here that we're not seeing. I know it doesn't have any physical analog way of connecting. I mean, which is obvious to anybody who's actually picked one of these up and handled them. The batteries are right here in the handle.
Yeah, I'll take these out again. I can tell you right now, from an engineering standpoint, what I'm gonna guess is that they'll make one of these like with a cord. And
there's going to be some kind of...
do it, and you just slide it in, because it's modular, right? Because that's easily modular.
There's going to have to be, yeah.
With like cords sticking out for there, and then screwing it back in, or putting it over the cords, or something like that. That has to be the case. There's no reason. There is no reason they would put this on here and not have plans for a pack. There's absolutely no reason at all. That is...
I mean,
what?
What's the reason of putting the S hook on there?
Right.
If they're not going to sell you a belt loop to carry the S hook on.
Are we about to get a full-blown line of Afterlife adult collectibles at a reasonable price, Chris? Is this actually happening right now?
I don't know. I think what we're more likely to see at this point, what I'm more willing to place a bet on saying that we will see are Hasbro trying their hand at some of the things that we saw from Maddie before, where we see like an adult collector line ghost trap, adult collector line goggles. The Afterlife goggles are freaking cool. Like,
what if they actually worked? What if they actually took pictures?
I know. Oh gosh, like there would be the resurgence of Polaroid.
It single-handedly saved the company.
But you know that I would love to see Hasbro do an adult collector PKE, because options are very few and limited for PKE meters in terms of the fan community.
Yeah, the Maddie one was the closest one they had in terms of scale, but the sound effects weren't correct, right? That was the big thing.
And some of the lighting effects were not the greatest or correct either, it's my understanding, but I've also never actually handled a Maddie one.
They're like $500.
That's one of the reasons why I've never handled.
Of course you don't have one. Like, they made so little, and you're like, you totally underestimated your fan base.
Yep.
But so like one of the things, let's go back to this one for a minute. So one of the things that you said that you liked it does is turn it back on. Here, you can hold that and hold it over your wand. I don't want to drop it over your wand. So this has alternate things from it has the spring-loaded tip. So you pull the thing down and the thing it kind of just like jumps out, and then it has all the lighting effects from the game itself. And now, are those sound effects from the game? Because it's been a while since I played it.
So, I believe so.
So that switches the sound effects, and then Intensify allows you to fire, right?
Even the mode swapping sound effects sound correct to me, to be honest. So.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
That does sound like exactly, that's...
I think that they probably ripped a lot of those sound files direct, and some of these sounds I can tell you they ripped direct, like the pack shutdown.
That's something that I can't even, that is better sounding than the one I have on my pack. That sounds like genuine. The other one sounds almost replicated on my pack.
I suspect that's kind of the case, to be honest. Like, one is probably they got from like Sony archive of some sort, like out of Sony media, and one is recorded from a DVD.
Yeah, being able to just walk into the Sony lot and be like, can we look at all the stuff and like take pictures of it and like take it back to our stub, make sure that's all replicated. But that's the thing about this pack, is because the movie's not out yet, you don't know what's authentic and not. You're like, well, this is shorter and this is different, but because you were talking to me some of the differences, like the Intensify box right here is slightly longer on yours.
The instrument box, yeah, on mine, there's just like very, very minute measurement differences that I've noticed, but like some of that could just be like, you know, differences from the molding process. I don't know. That could just be from like the engineering process. Like that's kind of hard for me to speak to per se.
What was this? So this one ejects the front of the wand with this lever.
Yeah,
lever.
It uses a little spring catch and lever system.
Now, is that the same on these ones, or have you seen that design before on other Neutrino wands?
I've seen that design on other Neutrona wands. That's probably one of the more common ways that fans try to replicate the pop mechanism. The other designs that I've kind of seen have been like different mechanisms using like the actual twisting front grip.
Which is from the first movie, which was just something last minute that they just added in.
Yeah, to make a dick joke. God bless you, 80s Bill Murray. Just so high on coke.
Who wasn't? It was the 80s.
Exactly.
Right?
It was a line item.
I was one. I wasn't even born yet. I was a gleam in my father's eye.
Yeah, right.
84, right? Good. So, in your opinion, like, what are your thoughts on the Hasbro Spenglers? I keep calling it Neutrino one. Is it Neutrina or Neutrino?
It's Neutrona.
Neutrona.
Or Neutrino.
Okay.
It gets used a little bit interchangeably by Dan Aykroyd, who is the only source that we have on this.
This is true.
Yeah. Generally, you're pretty safe just calling it a wand or thrower. Because the neutrinos are crazy Dimension X teenagers flying
right.
flying Cadillacs.
Then that makes sense why I keep saying it wrong. But anyway, so like this, I mean, obviously compared to yours, it's very similar scale. Obviously, it's made out of not made out of aluminum.
Yeah, so it doesn't have nearly as much heft as mine does. There's that. That said, it's still, once you turn it on and you start to feel the rumble from the wand itself, that was what sold it for me, just kind of at the end of the day. Like when I unboxed mine and plugged the batteries in and actually turned it on and felt that rumble, that was the coolest. And I think I mentioned before off mic, I'm currently trying to figure out how I can engineer that into my wand, because I want it.
I mean, people have already started modding this. Like, they've already started taking it apart and doing things. I was most impressed by the price point. And like I said, like when I was in Toy Fair in February, I think I was talking to you guys on Discord. I'm like, fine, I ordered one. So now I have another one coming. Because I didn't know Hasbro PR was going to send me one to review. I'm just like, you know what? I want this. It looks cool. The price point is dead on.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how you'd get this any cheaper. That is a dead on price point. It looks great on your shelf. It looks great to play with. And the best part of it all is like if you have kids, you know, if you're older and you have kids, if you don't want them to handle your $800 wand and pack, you can give them the $99 wand and soon to be coming pack instead. If they drop it or break it, you know, not a huge loss. So.
Right. Well, and that's another good example of how like different scaled proton packs, I think, are there's a huge demand in the market for such a thing, and it even seems like to some extent, at least partially thanks to Sony marketing, we're seeing a return of the fandom to sort of the zeitgeist, which I'm really excited about.
So you guys, anyway, the thrower, the Spengler's Neutrino Neutrona.
Neutrona. I think the box says Neutrona, doesn't it?
One is available now, and you can get it at like Big Bad Toys. I'll leave some links in the description below where it can be bought. Not sure if they're sold out at this time. I think they are.
I think it depends on the sales front that you're buying it from.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of third-party distributors and websites got a lot of them. I think they're sold out on Hasbro Pulse, but I think you can get them on other sites. So check it out, $99.99. I can't believe it got that low. That's insane to me. How low for everything it does. Like that's insane. That's insane. And it comes with the stand. Comes with the stand too.
I love the stand because it's actually, because it is scaled to fit a full-size thrower, it also fits my thrower. So it's been a great way to actually just put the thrower from my Proton Pack kind of on display in front of the Proton Pack.
That's amazing. It works with yours. It works with yours and that one. That's crazy.
Yes.
That's how close they are in design.
Yeah.
You know, that's how much they wanted to be authentic into the design because it's all about authenticity, right?
That speaks a lot to the design, I think, of the Spengler wand.
Now, where is that? Where is that? Here it is. Let's open this thing up.
Oh yeah.
Let's open this thing up and then put it together.
Yeah, this is a neat little thing. So there's the alternate plug for the back. The alternate battery cover. You didn't know about that?
There's an alternate battery cover, you say?
Yes, that's actually, and that is made to screw directly into, I believe, 1/4-inch splitless loom, which is the type of cord that you see here leading from the Proton Pack to the Neutrona wand.
They're making one. They have to be. There's no way. There's no way they're going to give you this much stuff to like connect it to something. That's amazing. I'm really looking forward to that. I hope they send me one.
I think at the very least, Hasbro was very smart in recognizing that a lot of fans are going to be buying these to plug onto their own Proton Packs. And so they included a little sprue to make sure that you can do that.
So that's how you view it.
Which is awesome.
But the thing is that like your Proton Pack, there's wires coming out of here.
Yes.
So you can't exactly attach it easily. You'd have to you'd have to tuck in the wires or unscrew everything, and it's not very easily to get to the wires in here.
I would definitely have to rethink my wiring methodology, yeah.
This is so long overdue. I can't believe they didn't do this sooner. That's looking forward.
I didn't know I thought you knew about that. It says it on the box.
No, I didn't see it on the box.
Oh, that's
this
cool.
is a real-time unboxing video. I just said
awesome.
I want this, and I bought it, and then Hasbro sent me one, and I'm going to have two, but I didn't even have time to look at it. How could you not? That's so, oh my God.
That is cool.
That is amazing.
We got your genuine reaction on tape, which is great. So, I really like this bit. How
Here,
it's
try to put it where your wand is. So we get
this guy
in the frame. There we go. This is the stand. Going like this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna want to paint this stand though. I'm gonna want to definitely paint it.
Oh yeah, I'm already eyeballing mine and thinking about like putting some caution striping on it or something.
Oh, we switched. This one over there. There's two different ones. There we go.
Yeah, one is long and one is short. Yetta and yetta and.
Oh wow! It even supports the mid. That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's what I love. I like that little peg because it slots right into the V-hook.
That looks fantastic. I wish there was some way that I'm gonna have to. I have no room though. I have to wall mount this stuff, so I have to figure out a way to wall mount this stuff.
No, I know. It would be great if I actually had room on a bookshelf somewhere.
Right? Yeah. You're short of space too in your place. There's not a lot of shelf space.
Yeah,
you need to mount to walls at this point.
Exactly.
Well, that's great. I mean, it does feel like plastic. I mean, it doesn't feel like it's necessarily good plastic, but you know what? Like, actually, most of the support's just from the bottom, from the mid part.
Oh, we might have the hooks backwards then.
Oh, you think? Oh, wait, maybe we do.
They have
Let's
different
take this
lanes.
off. It's so light.
Oh.
Whoa, whoops. Hold on, where did it go? Oh, there it goes.
Yeah, that feels more correct. Which would mean it actually sits like that. There we go.
Long overdue on this.
Definitely.
This was long overdue. I can't believe they didn't have something like this sooner. Great price point. You guys, it's available now. If you can find it, hopefully you can find it. For more, Chris, thank you so much for joining us today. I appreciate coming in and sharing your expertise on everything.
No problem, Greg.
And for more unboxing and reviews, be sure to stay tuned right here on Shacknews.com.